I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. Back with another cooking video. And Georgie, what's up for today?
We are going to make Seitan Pepperoni, loaded with spices and flavor, just biting to bite those taste buds that you have in your mouth. You're going to love it.
It is really delicious. And it's made, the main ingredients is wheat gluten.
Yep.
Right now, is anybody saying, oh no, I can't eat wheat gluten? Everybody on the internet tells me, no gluten, no gluten. All right, hold up. I would love for you to go listen to some videos by two doctors. They're both Alzheimer's doctors and researchers. Their names are Dean and Aisha Sherzai. I have mentioned them before because I love these two doctors. They totally believe that if you want great brain health, you eat a whole food plant-based diet and practice some other important lifestyle practices. So on their YouTube channel under Team Sherzai, there's some gluten videos. And really, just to sum up what they say, you know what? Almost all of us can enjoy gluten. It's just a tiny amount of people that can, because they have celiac disease, they are truly allergic to gluten, or they have been diagnosed or really know that when they eat gluten, they get cramping or bloating. But they say that's just a tiny percent of the population. So why is gluten such a great food? What we're making today, I mean, gluten has a lot of protein in it and hardly any fat. So when you compare it to animal foods, you're getting such a better bang for the food. You're not getting all that animal protein and fat that creates disease, whether it promotes cancer or creates inflammation in your body. You know, you're just getting a good quality protein that doesn't have a lot of calories, you know, that's going to make you feel satisfied. And then you can use this wonderful flavor, you know, for a lot of different, you know, dishes that you might use pepperoni for.
Yeah,
so,
it's great just to snack on as you're driving down the road in your pizza. It's got a great texture. It's just delicious.
So wait till you see how easy that is. You know, you might have felt like, well, how do I make something like that? A sausage. But when Georgie shows you, you're going to see how easy it is. All right, are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's go to the counter and cook.
Okay, everyone, let's get started on my Seitan Pepperoni here. What I want to tell you before we get started here is the way I like to display when I show people how to cook things is everything in a little bowl. I said, don't get overwhelmed with what I have here, because it's really not a lot. It's just what you have in your cabinet, just one thing at a time. Denise, if you want to come on in, I'll tell everybody the ingredients. What I have first is wheat gluten, nutritional yeast, ground mustard, mild chili pepper, paprika, garlic powder, and I have salt and pepper here, which are inside our little pigs that we got the other day. I think they're just so darn cute, you know? So then we have caraway seeds, fennel seeds, liquid smoke, tamari, agave syrup from some sweetener, and tomato paste, and naturally a little bit of water. Now, what I want to do first before I get anything else, the caraway seeds and the fennel seeds require them to be ground or busted up. So I don't have anything to do that, so other than my handheld little thing here. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to pour them in here. Put the lid on. It's got a little blade in there that's going to break them up. You can see the blades in there. And it's just an immersion blender, and you can just see. I don't want to grind them. I just want to bust them. You can see they're cracked and everything. That's just going to give us more seasoning in our thing here. Now, the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of the dry ingredients together first in a bowl. So I'll start with the wheat gluten, nutritional yeast, mustard, chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and our seeds that we just crushed up. Now, all I'm going to do is mix this together. It just looks like flour, you know. You can actually smell it. It's already smelling. So my next step will be the wet ingredients. My liquid smoke, tamari, my guava syrup, tomato paste, and my water. And we're just going to mix this up with a whisk or a fork. You just want to make sure that the tomato paste is mixed very well. The whisk works really well. I mean, a fork would do the same thing. Once we've got all this mixed, we're going to add our liquid to our gluten mixture here, our dry goods. So if you want to come up a little closer, Denise, I'll just going to pour it in the center. You see it's all mixed. We're going to mix this around just to make a dough. Try not to get too much on your counter because wheat gluten is a messy thing to clean up. I'm going to show you how to do it so you don't have to worry about all of that.
Wow, that really sticks in that, what do you call that tool?
The whisk.
The whisk, that sticks.
Okay, let me get this out of here. Here's where our fingers come in. We're going to knead this. You can see I'm just mixing it together. It's called kneading. I'm going to knead it in the bowl because it's a little bit easier to do than on the counter. It's a lot less messy. Just like kneading bread. Just turn it one way, turn it this way. Okay.
So how do you know, Georgie, when it's done, when you're done kneading?
You can see there's no more dry mixture together. It's all one big mass now. So what I have now is a ball. Let me take a stop here and I'll clean this up and we'll show you how we're going to roll it up into pepperoni rolls. Does that sound good to you?
Okay.
All right. Okay, everyone. I've got my mix all prepared here. Now my next step is going to be rolling it out. So you can see what it looks like here. It's got still a big ball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into 4 pieces. I'm just going to take a knife and cut it into 4 pieces because I've got 4 setups here for the pepperoni. It's already tough. Look at that. There's one.
You got it on some wax paper, huh? Or
Yes.
is it parchment paper?
Yes, I've got it on parchment paper so my counter stays clean. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just roll this out into a log is all I want to do. Going to have 4 pieces of pepperoni just about this big. Okay. Going to take my wax paper, parchment paper, and roll it up in there. Not too tight because it is going to swell. And then from there, I'm going to put it in cheesecloth to keep it from actually breaking open and spreading out. And then from there, I kind of rolled it like a burrito. I'm going to stick it in silicone, which we have for the oven because we don't like to use aluminum foil. A lot of Seitan recipes tell you to wrap it in aluminum foil and bake it. And I think this is a safer way of doing this. You can see I'm making another one. Just rolling it in. And I pre-cut these little pieces. I mean, it looks like maybe 1 foot by 1 foot.
And in case some people aren't aware with the issues of aluminum, there's just been more advocacy by the doctors that aluminum, if it's touching your food, can leave toxins, you know, that we don't want in our body. We don't want that aluminum to come in our body, and it's possible when it's touching your food that some of that can transfer. So that's why we're choosing to use the parchment paper and then the cheesecloth.
I actually posted something about this a little while ago on my Facebook.
Yeah, you know, and Georgie, this recipe really does go fast. You know, I really am glad you made that comment in the beginning about don't worry about all those spices on your counter and like thinking it's going to be difficult. As long as you've got the spices in your pantry.
That's right.
That's what they're there for, to use them. And they all have great healthful benefits to them. So look how quick this recipe was created.
And like I said, the reason I'm using this one here is because it's closed up and it's going to keep the moisture in order to keep cooking the pepperoni. If you don't have a silicone pan like this, you can use the Corningware, where is it called?
The glass containers?
Yeah, make sure it's got a lid on it so that it keeps the moisture in there. That is going to be a big, very, very big, important thing with this here. Now, I've got it for the oven at 325. I want to cook it for 90 minutes, but I'm going to cook it for 60 minutes. I'm going to take it and open it up and check it and make sure that it's still moist, because it could be done in an hour to the 90 minutes. So let's go ahead and put it in the oven. Like I said, I got it at 350, and you can see my oven doesn't look like it's ever had an animal product in it, so it never has. So just leave
nice
it.
And clean.
There you go.
By Georgie Campus.
So I'm going to go ahead and set this for 60 minutes. And we'll check it at that time, and you can see the cleanup's almost done. So it's not a lot of work.
Okay, we'll be back in about an
hour.
hour.
We'll be back in an hour. Okay, everyone, our pepperoni's been cooking for an hour now. I'm going to open it up, show you what we got here. Be very careful with this step because it could be hot. And take the lid off of my silicone here. And all I want to do is make sure that they're firm but not hard. That means they still got moisture in them, which this has been doing a good job. Close it up. Set our timer for another 30 minutes. And we'll be back in 30 minutes to show you our results. Okay, everyone, I just took my pepperoni out of the oven. It's been cooking for 90 minutes. So we're going to take the lid off of this. Set it. Oh, see the steam? That means that there's still moisture in there. Okay, we're going to unwrap this first one. You want to come a little closer. We can see what's going to happen here. Out of that. Look at that. Oh, does that look like a pepperoni or what? Let's see. We're going to slice this just like you would a pepperoni.
Here, let's show what it looks. Oh, I see. You can see it.
Yeah. You can slice this as thick as you want, as thin as you want. Wow, this is a really nice texture.
How does it smell?
It smells wonderful. When I told you earlier when I was putting all the ingredients up on the counter, after I had them all there, I told you to stand right here, and it smelled just like this pepperoni does right now. Look at that. That is just amazing. It's holding up. It's firm. Now you can put this on a pizza. You can put it in a pizza roll. If you want to make put it on some kind of a wrap or something, vegetable wrap. Let's see. Let's stick this over here. Look at that. That looks wonderful. Nice firm texture. Look at that. You can see that it's firm. So we're going to go ahead and take it, taste here. Once it cools down, you can even cut it thinner. Oh my goodness, what a good flavor. Denise, come over here, and I'll just hand you one around the camera. No? Okay. What a good flavor. You guys are going to just be amazed at this. Put it in your pizza. Put it on a muffin, whatever. Whatever way you want to eat it as a snack going down the road. It's going to fill that, oh my goodness, I need something in my stomach feeling. So, hope you enjoyed it.
Well, we hope you enjoyed watching Georgie make that wonderful Seitan Pepperoni sausage. And while I didn't want to eat on camera, I have tasted it. It is absolutely delicious, you know, and it's interesting. I actually never was a sausage person with those flavors, but I actually think this is delicious and do think actually it'd be a nice snack like to take in the car. You know, instead of like eating that jerky, you know, of course, you don't want the animal jerky because that's processed meats and we know it's a class 1 carcinogen, right? But even some of the vegan jerky, you know, yeah, we have no oil in this one at all, you know? And so it's just really tasty. And as you can see, it wasn't hard to make, right?
Yeah, and I just want to say, don't be overwhelmed from what I had on that counter. You know, it's just a matter of taking your time, throwing it together, minute by minute. Just use it as a meditation. And you know what? The benefits that you're going to get from it is what she's going to eat right now. Just to tell you, it's delicious. You know?
Yeah, you know, I like that idea of what Georgie's saying. So many people feel like, oh gosh, being in the kitchen, I don't have time, all that. But you know, that can be a time when you quiet your mind a little bit. Now, this recipe really, as you saw, doesn't take long. The long time is just in the stove. The putting together was just a few minutes. Get your spices out, measure them out, throw them in, right? So no big deal.
My meditation's in the kitchen and when I'm doing my little drawings. That's where it's at.
So just want to remind you, the recipe for this is at the end of this video and on the comments page too, it's posted. So please enjoy, share it with others, subscribe to us if you haven't yet. So until next time, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. Go plant-based!